Okay, we are up, we are ready, we are live, and we are now officially supporters of the inaugural Basketball Club Champions! Woo! Oh my god! Oh my god, we done it! Yeah! We have done it! Oh my god, yes! Hello, one all! Wherever you are watching in the world. In fact, it is now just gone in Minnesota. We're gonna do a time check. It is just gone. Midday in Minnesota. So happy lunchtime to everyone in Minnesota. Hope you're doing all well. Yeah, 6 o'clock here in the UK. It's just 2 minutes past 6. So we're just a 2 minutes later than I had advertised on my YouTube posts earlier this afternoon to say. Yeah, we're back. Here we go again. Right. Honestly, did you two would be doing this live stream today? Well, no. When you said last night during the celebrations, like, we should do it tomorrow, I was like, really? Because last year we didn't do it the day after. Oh, then he's gone. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I need to look into something proper dive next week. Yeah, especially you two don't come on more often. It's fine. I was just busy celebrating. Good excuse. Yeah, because obviously last year we did it a few days afterwards. Yeah, well, yeah. We did this celebration stream last year, but we did it a few days after because last season had been really emotional. You can go watch them back or listen to them back. How much you fancy? Last year was really emotional. We kind of need 3 to 5 business days to kind of process everything that happened. Do you want to turn your ring light on? Oh my god, I'm doing this again. What has it been these last few weeks when I keep forgetting to turn the ring light on? That's a bad start. It's literally some other shows I keep forgetting to put the ring light on. I've done it with Disneyland and me a few times as well, and Mickey told me always to put it on. I was like, for God's sake. I keep forgetting to do it. You need one that doesn't connect to your laptop. I know I do, because it's just like, forget. I know, I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look into some equipment to help improve your sound. Right. Anything else? No, right. Yeah, we need 3 to 5 business days to process it. But we kind of thought, but because obviously this week we've got something special lined up, I kind of thought we should do it literally the day after, so it doesn't take away from the special thing we've got, which we're going to tell you about at the end of the show. Woo! Well, we can now talk about it. We can. I teased it last night on my Twitter. But yes, at the end of the stream, we are going to reveal the special something that we've been bubbling away for the last month now. Yeah, so very excited. Yeah. Inaugural back-to-back Walter Cup champions. Still the only team in the PHL's history, its short-lived history, to have hoisted the Walter Cup. How are we feeling? Absolutely knackered. Drained? Because let's face it, this was a really tough series. Oh yeah. This was a really tough series. And I think all 3 of us knew when Ottawa punched their ticket to the final, we knew this was not going to be an easy series. Well, Ottawa's been a problem for us this year. Because last year, Ottawa was the team that we pretty much got the better of. They only won 1 game. I can't remember how many games we had against Ottawa last year. I can't remember how many games we had against any of the teams last year. It was all uneven numbers. But Ottawa only won 1 of those games, and it was the last meeting of the season. Yeah, when we were in that post-championship slump. And then this year, Ottawa took it up a notch, and the fact they won 3 games, 2 of them in Ottawa, 1 in Minnesota, and in fact that was Graham Phillips' debut for the charge. Yeah. So, yeah. Ottawa stepped it up, and they have been the most improved team this season. Ottawa compared to where they were last year, they've been the most. They've had more wins this year, more wins in regulation this year than last year. So they were a really improved team, and we just knew Ottawa was not going to make it easy. And the fact that all 4 of these games not only were 2-1 results, but were overtime results, my heart could not take it. In fact, after we got the championship goal, I had to make these two literally just bang on my heart. Like, the way you want, yeah, I literally had to make them do this. Because, like, my heart could have taken it in game 3, and that was triple overtime. And I haven't had a triple overtime for a very long while. The last time I had a triple overtime, I think I had to go back to when the Sharks and Predators met in 2016. Probably forever for us. Yeah, I can't remember the last time the Kings had a triple overtime. Yeah. Last year was my first double overtime in quite a while. Where we had to play throw in double overtime. Yeah, that was my first double overtime for quite a while. Yeah, but it's been quite a while since I had triple overtime. I don't want to go through that again. Thank you very much. We'll double check that you're both present. Yeah. The ring light's knocked me off it, so if I meant to double check you're both present. Yeah. Well, I might keep checking throughout various points in the street to make sure everything's working fine. Yeah, but good for now. Yeah. But no, this was a tight series. This was a tight series. You kind of felt it could have gone to 5, but thank God it didn't. And they kept alluding to last year. And they kept alluding to last year. Like, yeah, we know, we remember, we're not going to forget that in a hurry. When it went overtime, did you start to think, oh my God. Yeah, here we go again. Yeah, really? Yeah. Oh my God. And clearly Ken Cleaver it too, because obviously on Drops and Jones, he revealed he didn't celebrate the goal. He didn't celebrate the goal. He went to like confirmed before he started celebrating, which is what we should have done. Well, it's what we should have done, but because it was an overtime result, my stress levels for this entire finals have been through the roof. I was still combating jet lag from being back from Philly. Yeah. And so, as soon as that goal went, we were like, no, we're straight into celebrations. Yeah, right, so we were just straight to celebrations. Yeah, we probably should have done a Ken Clean and maybe hold out till, yes, it's definitely concrete. They're not calling it back. They're not announcing we're reviewing the play. We were like, no, it's done. Yeah. Oh. And the fact we got to on home ice this time was just amazing. Because obviously it was last year. We kind of were denied. I know we keep saying that it was the right call. Yeah. And I've been saying for a year now, I want to do this, if we're going to win, I want to do it the right way. And if that means that goal has to be called back, fine. Didn't feel at the time, though. Yeah. But we kind of were denied the opportunity to win it on home ice last year in front of that amazing crowd. Yeah. So the fact we got to do it this time in front of the home crowd. And with a name and brand on. Because last year it was just the Minnesota diagonal lettering. This year it's a proper name and brand for Auburn. Yeah. And that makes it even more special, the fact that, yeah, there's now an identity to it. It's not just, oh, it's Peter from Minnesota, it's now Minnesota Frost. And obviously, they said, pleased to hand over the cup to the cat to the Minnesota Frost, rather than being cat to Peter Minnesota. That makes it even more special. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's made it so special. Now, I know a lot of people are going out probably ask us, and a lot of Minnesota Frost fans, which cup's more special, 24-25? Exactly! Exactly. If you dare ask me that question, I will kick them in the balls. No! Oh, no! But good you've learned my catchphrase. No. What I will do is say both of them. Because neither one is more special than the other. Okay, so if you want to dare try to ask me that question of which cup's more special, I'm going to say both of them. Because that is the right answer. It's the only answer you can give. So don't try to ask Minnesota fans to choose between which cup is more special last year or this year, because they're both special for various different reasons. Yeah. So, we're going to do what we did last year. We're going to spend at least an hour, maybe a little bit longer, just going through the season as a whole for the Frost. And look back. Now, we'll just get straight to it. Going into this season, I didn't know if we would even be back here again. No, because this was a weird experience for me. Okay. Now, over the years, the Sharks and Barracuda have won division titles. The Sharks have also won a conference title, the President's Trophy, and they've had battles of those go up. But those aren't really seen as the big deal in American sports. In America, they only care about one thing, and that's the championship. Any other trophies kind of like meaningless. Yeah, and plus, you can easily win and lose them in a single season. I mean, look at this year with Vancouver. The Canucks walked it last year in our division last year. This year, crashed and burned. Yep. That's a good example. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. Whereas you two, you've been and done it because the Kings have got 2 Stanley Cups. Yeah. So we knew going into the opening night, we knew what experience that you were about to have because we've done it, got the T-shirt and the banner and the banner. And yeah, can we talk about the banner? Who, literally during the celebrations last night, who started saying, shall we take bets on if George is going to be in tears come opening night next season? You went there. You didn't make it to the banner. I know. You did it. I know. And we did an episode on that early in the season. We did an episode on that. The moment that stream started for opening night, back on December the 1st. Yeah. I was in complete tears. These two managed to hold out. Their waterworks didn't start as soon as the banner was slowly going up to the back. That's when they went. But I was gone to the street on because it still felt quite recent. You know, the inaugural season began in January 2024, New Year's Day 2024, ended end of May 2024. We kickstarted year 2 on Thanksgiving weekend. It still felt really fresh. Whereas this year we've had a more traditional hockey calendar. It started in November, ended in May. It might not feel as completely fresh as it was this time around, but we'll see. There definitely will be waterworks. The question is, will all 3 of us manage to hold out to the banner this time? That'll be the big question. So this is kind of new for me. It feels weird because it's great being champion and the defending champion, but at the back of your mind, you know at some point you're gonna get dethroned. Yeah. You at the back at some point in the back of mind, you know at some point you're gonna get dethroned. We know this is not gonna last forever, and this year it kind of felt a lot more tougher than last year because everybody's now got a feel for what the league's like. Everyone knows what, and the competitiveness was still there. It was still a really tight, tough league. Anybody could beat anyone. That was still there. So actually anybody could have been in that top 4. I mean, we come back to the World Championships and technically everybody was still mathematically in play, even though realistically with the Sirens it was one more loss and you're out. Yeah. Or somebody else above you gets a regulation win, and you're out. Yeah. Didn't they get eliminated on the first night back for the championship? Yeah. They weren't in play, but results elsewhere meant they were eliminated when they played us the next day. Yeah. And it's a question of where they're going to go. Yeah. But that was crazy how technically going into the World Championships, everyone was still in play, but realistically only 5 teams were still in play. The Sirens were out. Yeah. And I think everyone probably would have thought Montreal was going to walk it. Well, Montreal have been a really dominant team this year, particularly on home. You two were very scared to face the Big 12 in a playoff series because you knew they would have the home advantage, and they've been scary on home ice. Not many teams managed to beat them. In fact, I think only us and the Sirens shut them out on home ice. I'm not sure about that. Big 12 fans, let me know in the comments if that's the case. But yeah, so they've used playoff spells to their full advantage this year, as had the Lava Rocket, who are, by the way, still alive in the Calder Cup playoffs. Yep. So Lava still has a chance for a championship. We'll see how that goes. They've made it to the East Conference Bars. We speak the recording this. Well, not recording. Streaming this. Streaming this. But yeah, you two are scared to face the Big 12. Whereas I was like, well, if we're going to play them, I'd rather play them in the finals than in the semi-finals. Yeah. So in the finals, it's like, well, if they beat us, fine. It's not going to sting too much. And I can just go, well, good for you. And honestly, I think I've said this plenty of times before, you know, when the day comes that somebody else wins the World Cup, I will be the first one there to go, good for you, congratulations. But we won it first. Yeah. That's what I'll do. So for the Scepters, Charge, Sirens, Victoire, Fleet, and of course now Vancouver, Seattle, and any other future teams that come into the league. If you win the World Cup, I'll be the first one to go, congratulations, well done, good for you. But Minnesota did it first. We did it first. Yeah. We showed you the way. We showed you it was possible. And you would have been prepared to have done that if the Charge had obviously won the cup. Yeah, I would have done it. Yeah, I would have done it. I would have done it. Would have gone Insta post up. Would have done congratulations on Twitter. Would have done it all. Yeah, would have done it all. And this is the only sports league in the whole world that you would catch me doing that. The others, But yeah, so for me it kind of felt weird. Yeah, great. It's great being the first ever champion. It's great being the defending champion. But at the same time, I know that there is a very high chance that we might not be still there come the end of the season. And I'm going to be exactly like that again this time next season. Alright, when we get to the start of next season, we get to start year 3, I'm still going to be like, well, it's great still being champion, but I know there's a chance I might not be champion come the end of May 2026. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine, because I've got a cup in the bank. Yeah. I'm one of those people who is not like, oh, every year it must be cup or bust. I'm not one of those people. Which is probably a good job given the teams I'm with in the men's leagues. Yeah. But I've never been one of those people who is like, oh, it has to be cup or bust. I've never been one of those people. Nah, I've never been. Never had, never will. For me, it's the love of the game and the love of my team. Which is the way it should be. Exactly. So yeah, so when we get to year 3, that bar goes on. It's gonna be like, well, it's great that bar's there, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I'm fully prepared to maybe not still be there in end of May, when it's all said and done on year 3 this time next year. It just feels weird. Whereas us two with the Kings, we were just like, well, let's go for another, because we could. Yeah, our Stanley Cup era was interesting because obviously we were competitive in 2012, 13 and 14. In fact, didn't we make the Commerce Bar 2013? I think we did. So between 2012 and 2014 was Kings and Blackhawks. Well, not 2012, because 2012 was Howler. Oh, of course, Howler! Oh, of course, I can't forget Howler! Made the Commerce Bar 2012. But no, but it was... But between 2012 and 2015, it was basically either the West Coast champion would be the Blackhawks or us two. Yeah. So we were kind of like, wow, we're going to go for another, because technically we could. Yeah. We could have easily had a three-peat between 2012 to 2014. Yeah, there was that ruddy lockout. Yeah, that ruddy lockout back in 2012. That ruddy lockout, which made it easy for Chicago to walk it. Yeah. But it just feels weird. It feels weird being defending champion, because it's like, it's great, but at the same time you can't know. At one point you are gonna get dethroned, and well, maybe the fact that you're meant to prepare for that will make it easier when it does happen. It's not easy for sports fans to let go of being a defending champion. So the fact that you're meant to prepare for that might make it easier when the time comes. Yeah, and it could happen next year. Because I want to talk something, and this is meant, because obviously all season, everyone's been about how, oh, Minnesota, defending World Cup champions, the target's going to be on your back. I'm like, oh, yeah. Just park that rubbish to one side. Put that in a skip. I don't care. I don't care. Have you seen this league? Did you not watch the inaugural season last year? This is a tough league. Every single team is competitive from top to bottom. Okay? So I don't care about talking about all my back. I don't care. I didn't even think about it for the entire season until April 23rd, 2025, when the first expansion team was announced. When the first expansion team was announced in Vancouver, that's when I thought, oh my, now the target's on the back. Because with Vancouver and Seattle on the way, we know that an expansion draft has to happen. Which means that we're going to lose really good players. But the entire inaugural season, what is it now, less than 2 weeks' time? I think it is. It's June 9th, the draft, but the process starts this time next week. Okay. Yeah, because Purple was like, can we really have a moment to celebrate, give an expansion draft? I'm like, we can, but, yeah. But pause it for the expansion draft and then get back to celebrate. Yeah, when Vancouver Style was announced, that was like, okay, well, if there's going to be a pressure to repeat, it's these upcoming playoffs, because this roster and the other players alluded to it last time when they went on to Doctor and Jones, and well done for them going on Doctor and Jones despite having lost the championship. They said, like, how this group is not going to be the same again next year, because it isn't. And we felt that with Boston when we knocked them out a couple of weeks ago. We were like, oh, well, that group's not going to be the same again, because chances are some of them are not going to be there. The question is, who? So, Vancouver Seattle, for me, is what put the target on our backs to repeat, because this is the best opportunity to do it with so many of that roster from last year still there. Yeah, about, what, 15? 16 from last year? I think it was 15. Anyway, you know, so it wasn't our inaugural 6 opponents putting the pressure on our backs to repeat. It was the fact that Vancouver and Seattle are literally on the horizon. The first expansion of the PHL that is on the literally on the horizon. That for me is what put the pressure on my back, because if we're going to be able to have a good chance to repeat, it's going to be now while the inaugural 6 is still as they are. Next year, and I think those first few weeks of year 3 is going to be so fascinating. Yeah. Not just to see how Vancouver and Seattle adjust to live PHL, but how the inaugural 6 copes with the fact that each of them will have lost 4 players from the roster. 2 to Seattle, 2 to Vancouver. And we are going to cover the expansion draft on the show in the next couple of weeks, so don't worry about that. We will get you covered. Yeah, we will get you. We'll get you covered. Yeah. Oh god, I don't want to think about who we're going to lose. He's not going to cope, because every time Spanish Dog gets mentioned, he just goes, ah! Ah! He's not going to try to deny it. No, he's not going to try to deny it. No, good boy. Because you were. No, I will. Just because I know that it's not fair. But how else do you do it? Because if we're going to have this league stay competitive and have power for Dr. Bob, it has to be done. It has to be done. Expansion drafts are cruel, but they have to be done in order to make sure that these 2 new teams coming in are going to be competitive. Especially if we don't know if they're going to have their name in Brampton time. We don't know about that. There's so much we don't know about Seattle Vancouver. They've now got Adele Madison in place. Yes, that has just been, that was done last week. Yeah. So we got, I'll cover that as well. Yeah. We'll cover, yeah. I got loads of stuff to tell me over until year 3. So, yeah, talk more about at the end. Yeah. But is that fair and nice from you two? Did you ever think about the target? No, I never thought about the target on the back. I was just thinking like, well, let's just take it, you know, as we said last year, the playoffs, one game at a time. Yeah. Now that's hard to do, because sometimes you look back at the people and think, oh, well, if we just did this, just did that. Yeah. But, yeah. Which you two do. These two literally do sometimes. If they pick a foot, do sometimes with a particular game, they do sometimes look back and go, oh, maybe we just did this and that. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we can't dwell on that for too long, because the next game is literally round the corner. I mean, I'd love you two for doing that, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you can't dwell on it too much. In the AHL you can, but because of the PHL, we have a very limited amount of time. Yeah. It's like we can't dwell on the previous game too much, because the next one is literally round the corner. Right. Do you Purple? I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about the target. Because like, you know, it's just a lot of crap. Everyone's gonna have a target on their backs. Yeah. Whether you're top or bottom, it's gonna be. It's just a tough league to play in. So everyone's gonna target their backs to do well. Not just the defending inaugural back-to-back champions. Yeah. Can I just clarify something? I'm still going to refer to us as the inaugural World Cup champions, because inaugural back-to-back World Cup champions is a bit too much of a mouthful. Yeah. And because I know I've been doing it all this season, not as a bragging way, not as a boastful way, but as a way to kind of, you know, just be proud and of that achievement largely, because we are proud. And also, before last year, it wasn't possible for this to happen. So I'm still going to refer to us as the inaugural World Cup champions. I'll still be doing it in like 15 years from now, when God knows where this league will be, and I'll still be referred to as the inaugural World Cup champions, because we were the first ones, and we showed It was possible to do it. It was possible to do it. No. But I want to talk about this season as a whole, because it had been a season of two halves. I mean, if you look at our record, if you combine the wins losses together, it's 15-15. Yes. Yeah, because I think it was like 50 wins, 50 losses combined. Yeah, obviously the breakdown, regulation, OT, and all that. Yeah. So it's basically a 50 even split. Fourth place again, despite the first half of the season being contenders again, and then the second half faltered. Well, February was a nightmare. Oh, February. That was dreadful. Because we go to the start of February, us three were literally, talking about our plans for year 3. And thinking, coming up with the idea of this special project we got coming on Thursday. And then we come back to the rugby series, pretty much unscathed, if we like it. Yeah. Most of the injuries happened to other teams, not us. We came unscathed this year. And then February rolls. We had about, what was it, 5 games or something? I think it was 5. And we only won one of them. And it was in Montreal, of all places! Yeah. And of course in February we had the spanking. You did not handle that well. No. He was so out of character. He was so out of character, not just for the league, he was out of character for us as a whole. And it was against, this is irony, it was against the team that we had just defeated in the World Cup finals. I know, right? Crazy. Yeah. But that spanking was just so, what? Yeah, that was a very hard night for the Purple Trio to watch. It was very out of character. But before that, I think before that, the biggest goals we got was 5. Yeah, to New York. Yeah. But anything can do that. Yeah. It was like, February was bad. And then you, George, going to March, said we needed to have what we had last year. Yeah, but unfortunately we didn't. Well, March was kind of okay. It didn't help that we went into the World Championship break, be on the outside, looking in. That wasn't really no fault of our own. It was about that Ottawa had a few games in hand over us and used them to their full advantage. And were able to go into the World Championships 1 point ahead of us with that foul spot. And the pressure was on. Oh, yeah. I think the fact that us two, me and you, George, followed the World Championships, it meant that we didn't really focus on that too much. Yeah. So I think if you follow the World Championships, it's a great distraction for what's going on in the PHL. A chance for you to kind of rest, recuperate, catch your breath, because when you get back from it, it goes quickly, as put a point out. I remember on the last day of the regular season, Plur was like, I can't believe we've already breaks the last day of the regular season. Went too quick. But we said this when the Scholars came out back in October. We all said, I asked the question, do we think the season's going to be a bit longer now? We got 6 extra games, and all 3 of us went, no. It didn't. No. Well, essentially, it's been the same length as last year, it's just we started a month earlier. Yeah. That's bad. Yeah. Oh my god. Those final 3 games out of the World Championships was just stressful. Well, you two were complete nervous wrecks because you two were literally worried that history was going to repeat itself. They spent the entire season worrying about that post-World Championships portion of the season because they were so scared that history was going to repeat itself. And given how there's only 3 games this year compared to 5, that could have been make or break. And, okay, dropping the first one was not good, but I'm going to blame that on Gary Bettman for mucking about with our schedules. Oh, yeah, and not letting him off the hook there. And then the last 2 was literally do or die. Not that we didn't know that at the time, did we? No. Because coming into our penultimate game, which was in Ottawa, the broadcast team basically said, right, it's a must-win Minnesota. They don't get this in regulation, they're out. And I was like, what? Sorry? I thought because ladies spent because we watched the Big 12 and Fleet scale on the Monday, and the Cyrus and Scepters game on the Tuesday, and Lady was going through, I think it is still possible for us to get in, even if despite the fact Boston got a point out at Montreal. Yeah, you bet, because Blur literally asked you, was it during this Monday or was it the Chiefs one? Here's my, I think, I don't know. Anyway, during one of those ones, Blur asked Lenny, how is it possible could we still get in? Because I think you were starting to get worried now that, obviously, with Boston getting a point, that helped them more than us. So Lenny went through all scenarios, and I felt Lenny, you did a brilliant job. So then, it was a bit of a shock on Wednesday to go, hang on, what do you mean my fellow Frostbanner is not right? What do you mean we're on the brink of elimination? It made no sense. Yeah. But we got that win. Shut out with it. So it's possible she can get shut out. Yeah. And then it was all to play for on that last game of the regular season. Complete nightmare because they just would not stop representing the Queen Ottawa and Toronto's. I remember at the end of, I remember when we won in Ottawa, it was like, please don't reference Ottawa in Toronto during our game, because all 3 games that last day were literally an hour after another. And Ottawa Toronto was the first one, and they kept referring to it, and Pluto kept getting very angry about it. You were not happy about it, because yeah, we don't want to, because we wanted to focus on what's going on with us. We've got smartphones. If we want to check what's going on, we can do it during the intermissions for ourselves or after the game. Yeah. So, and the way they kept us pretending after the second mission that, oh, it's still... No, we got the result from Toronto. The Charger in. We got the tiebreaker over Boston. We're through. Got the champagne at the XL. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. But what I say about it as a whole is it was a season of 2 halves. The first half was strong and competitive, as well both Ottawa and New York. I mean, it's crazy how you go back to the start of the season and it was us and the Sirens jostling for first place that first few weeks, and Ottawa in the thick of it in third. Yeah, in third. And you did think, oh, is Ottawa and New York both going to get playoff spots? Because if I was a Charge or Sirens fan going into year 2, I would be desperate for playoff hockey, because I would not want to be that team who's not for him. Which the Sirens are now. Yeah. And then yeah. What shocked me about the first time was how both Toronto and Boston, the 2 teams we took down in that first cup, they were in the basement. They were in the basement. At one point, the Sexers were the only team that didn't have points in double figures. It was like, what is going on there? Yeah. And then you hit the second half of the season, you roll to 2025, and for that January, the Fleet were finding a way to pick up points left, right, and centre. Toronto found their feet, but I think we could argue because of Natalie Spur's return. Yeah. As soon as she got back to that lineup, it was a complete turnaround, which is a bit shocking given how they've got Fast, they've got Nurse, they've got Turnbull, they've got Campbell, and yet you couldn't find ways to get wins until Spur came back. Well, they're probably going to need to protect her in the expansion draft, but is she up for grabs though? What's the name? Let's see. Yeah. And then the second half rolls, and Ottawa were back to being inconsistent, as they were last year. The Sirens had injuries rack up, and it was a 9-game losing streak. So they faltered. And we, of course, were literally being inconsistent as well. Boston was also inconsistent. You only had Montreal as a steady team. So it's like, you go to that World Championship and you have not got a clue who's joined the Big 12 players. The Big 12 team that got their ticket punched before the World Championships. Everyone else, you had no clue who's going to get in. But that's the beauty of the league. It's so competitive. It's literally from top to bottom. Parity is there from the get-go. Which is just brilliant. Yeah, amazing. But yeah, we weren't consistent, but we found what's brilliant about this team is how the Frost finds ways to get it done. When it's going gets tough, they find a way. And after being a lot wrong end of a spanking, in Pluto's words, early in the year, they're on the right side of it to end the year. Yeah. Although I think that was maybe because Boston chose to put Aaron Frankel in. Yeah, which I think us three were talking about this, and we kind of felt it wouldn't have been wise for Aaron Fox to go in the net for that last regular season game. Given what was on the line for Boston. I mean, because I think if Boston got a point, that would have been it. Because the tiebreak would have favoured them and Ottawa over us. Yeah. So it wouldn't have worked. We had to get it done in regulation. But we did talk about it. During the World Championships, we did talk about it. It was going to be a team that was going to have what we had last year. It was going to be Boston because they were starting to get a little bit inconsistent going into the World Championships. And then, always come out of it, they had 3 in the first game back. They struggled in the second one, and then it was all played for with what was going with us. Yep. Yeah. We are going to talk more about each team as a whole here, because obviously we've got something very exciting coming to finish off season 2 of Purple Rain, where we're going to do end of year review show for all 6 teams. We didn't do it last year, but DC wanted to do it this year. I think particularly because obviously we've got Nathan Brad this year. DC wanted to do it this year, so that's what we're going to do to end the season 2 of Purple Rain. I, of course, have still got the Pearl show to do. I'll start recording that probably after the expansion draft, because I've still got quite a few Birds episodes to do. I've got to do one about New York winning the Gold Player Gang. I've got to do expansion draft details, which you two are going to come on for. Got to do the awards nominees, because that's what got announced while we were in Philly. Got to do that. Got the awards show to do. Got the draft. We got a recap of both draft shows to do, which I think you two are going to come on for the expansion one. Yeah. We might do the purples. We'll see. Yeah. So I think once expansion's done, that's when we start looking at recording the playoff show. Because I mean, next week I've got to do expansion draft details and Sirens win the gold plan. That's for next week. I'll see if it's get it done on Friday. We'll start on Friday. We'll see. And then once that's done on June the 9th, I can then start looking at the playoff show. So I've got that dip. Yeah, but we've got some very excited to finish off season 2. Are we going to do another yearbook? I want to. I'm trying to convince him. What do we need to do it? Well, yeah, because there were a few new things to talk about this year. I think we should. If you know what I'm talking about, we just before the start of year 2, we released a Birds episode where we basically looked back on all the big moments that happened. Year 1, talk about like as a yearbook, and we're kind of thinking we don't need to do that for every single season, but we kind of sort of do at this stage. Yeah. So, well, twisties are we'll get it done. That could be published before the start of year 3. Yeah. But obviously, there's still. I mean, I know. I'm honestly, Pluto literally was like yesterday during the celebration. Pluto was like, "I'm not ready for a long off season." And we were like, "Oh, Pluto!" We were like, "Oh, honey." We were like, "We're fine, go committed." He's fine now, committed. He's now fully on board. He's not a rope deal anymore. Took him 2 seasons when we got there. Because it did. It did. That off season last year, it just felt too long. Too long. Because the draft happened, what was it, like 10 days after we won the cup? It happened the day we came back, me and Plumber came back from the London series. That was a long night for me. But it felt too long because it kind of went radio silence. Well, we did think over the summer that we were going to get names and brands and jerseys, and schedules, but that didn't happen. It waited until September. Yeah. So it kind of went radio silence. But yeah, so we'll see. I know. It's like, what do we do now? It's like this is the thing we don't normally have in the NHL. We've never had. I've been in the NHL for 16 years now. Never in all those 16 years have I come to the end of the season and gone, "Oh, what do I do now?" It's like, what am I supposed to do until next October? It's like, never many years because the gap hasn't really been that long. But I remember last year thinking, it's like, oh, yeah, it's great we've won, but like, what do we do now? Yeah. What do we do? What do we do? It was like, it just felt too long. That off season, it felt too long. So we were just like, seriously, it was like, oh, thank God. I was on Thanksgiving week. I know, right? But yeah, so, yeah, hopefully it will not feel like a big off-season like it did last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I mean, obviously we've got lots of Bubble Rain content to make over the summer, so that'd be fine. That will tie us over. But of course, once that's done, what are we going to do then? But yeah, so, but honestly, it was like, I think me and Eddie was so touched that Pluto said that, because I think if me and Eddie said it, it just would have felt, it was like, well, yeah, because obviously we've been with it since the very beginning, but of course, Pluto didn't join until free agency. Because obviously, when the league got announced back in 2023, I said I was on board, Lady said she was on board. Yeah, but I never could, but we didn't, but Pluto at the time didn't say he was on board or not. So, a lot of our pack were like, no, we're not really interested with it, so okay, that's fine. And you were the last member of the pack to basically state your poll. And it wasn't until free agency size happened, George finally worked out where he was going to go. I was like, I'm with you. And then that was when you were like, okay, I'll come on board. Yeah. You were, if you like, you were hesitant, because obviously fair dues, this is a big thing to get behind. But you said you were going to come on board, and then from the get-go, as soon as puck dropped, your enthusiasm just burst. So I know in the last 2 seasons we have joked that Pluto's been roped in, but he wasn't literally roped in like we're forced you to watch this. He was literally on board with it all of it, but obviously you were on board as soon as puck dropped on year 24. Whereas me and Eddie, we've sort of been passionate about it from the get-go. Yeah. So, yeah, so it kind of touched the two of us last time, and Pluto was the one that said it, because like, oh, he's finally fully committed. Yeah, but what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because as soon as the entry draft awards are done, that's it until we get the schedules. So like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please. What are we gonna do? Because obviously it's gonna be a massive summer party. We've got another championship to celebrate. That will happen. But yeah, Manchester's gonna get painted purple again. Yep. I'm not sure Manchester has recovered from last year's World Cup celebrations. Let's be honest, my honest boys and girls. So, round two. Here we go. Speaking of celebrations, I think we celebrated a little bit too hard than we did last year. Yeah. Well, last year it was our celebrations was literally lots of waterworks, because obviously we did go through quite a lot in those final few weeks of last season to get there. So it was that one. But obviously this year, obviously we've had last year on our belts. We now know what we're doing. We now know what to expect. Obviously, I was still fighting off jet lag, which did not help my stress levels. I spent the entire World Cup finals being a complete stress head. Is that the right word? Stress case. Sorry, thank you. I was a complete stress case of the whole series. I knew it was going to be, because Ottawa does not make this easy. Yeah. That season series between Ottawa is going to be really interesting, because what I felt was really interesting about the regular season series between the Fleet this year was how it was really competitive, except for that final game, which was on the last day of the regular season. Yep. Well, for a rematch, you want it to be competitive. Because I always look forward to the ones in the AHL, because I always want to see the good panel. But, oh yeah, I expect next season's regular season series between Ottawa is going to be very, very, very highly charged, and that's no pun intended, because Ottawa are going to feel like they've got a lot to prove. Yeah. I think going into year 3, I think the team you have to watch out for is Ottawa. Yeah. Last year was New York, because the Sirens towards the end of the regular season finally found their gear, but it was too little too late. This year, Ottawa's going to come back fighting. So I think going to year 3, there's one thing to watch out for. It's going to be the charge, and we see how well did they improve on getting into the World Cup finals in their first go. The postseason. Yeah, because going to put up. This time last year, the Charge did not make the playoffs. And because Ottawa lost their last game in regulation to Toronto, that's how we got in. So, the Charge Hurricane season kind of feel like cheated. They're going to be more fired up this year, knowing they had every chance to win that World Cup. They're going to want to get back to the finals and win it. They're going to win it, yeah. Well, they needed it in Game 2. Game 3 easily could have gone up in Game 2, and 2-0 in the series. Their fans thought they had it! Oh, that pisses off. Yeah, because obviously Ottawa scored late in Game 2, and we were kind of like, oh no. Not much time on the clock. Ottawa's fans started the "We won the cup" chant, and that got us three literally fired up. So when Britta scored with 50 seconds to go, we just went like, come on! And then when she got the game, we were like, get in! Get in! Get in! We celebrated really hard, because that was like, back your baskets. How many times have I said that to the Charge fans this year? They get you fired up. They get... Ottawa's got one of the most passionate fans of PWHL, but they always get Leggy fired up. It's like, you don't do the chant when there was like 2 minutes left in play, and it was only a 1-goal game. Well, because I think they thought that they weren't going to need to come back for Game 5. Well, they did. No, but for different reasons. They didn't think they were going to come back for Game 5. Whereas that's what we thought Toronto might have been last year, because obviously the Sectors last year, the semis went 2-0 up. They probably would have gone a big game. Well, we don't just come back for Game 5. And that then goes to Toronto. Yeah, but that really pissed me off, because like, it was a 1-goal game, there was still 2 minutes on the clock, plenty of time left for us to try and do something. Save those chants until the final buzzer rings. I always hate that chant, and I don't do it. I didn't do it last year, I didn't do it this year, even though we did know those that fans were doing it, which is fine. What's the etiquette for that chant? If you're hosting the potential game that could win the cup, fine, you can do it. And you're up in the series league, fine, you can do it. So, our fans last night doing it, fine, because obviously we were up in the series 2 games to 1. If we win, it was ours, so that's fine. You can do it then. But if you are on the brink of it, maybe don't do the chant until after the final buzzer of that game goes. Yeah. If all of us did the chant after the final buzzer when it was with them, okay, fine, fellas, you can have your moment, because they probably would have think we're not coming back for Game 5. But it's a best of 5 series, and I've seen it plenty of times before in the AHL and in the PHL that you can come back from 2-0 down. So, Ottawa's fans, I don't want to say you basically shot yourselves in the foot, but you can't cost your team that cup, because you just kept your emotions in check. How can you? I know, that's a bit rich code from me, but you kept your emotions in check. You might have won. They didn't take it one game at a time, which is what you have to do this league. You have to take it one game at a time, which we do. Yeah, and that's how we got it. Yeah. But yeah, so. Oh god, but yeah, but Ottawa's fans are some of the most passionate in the PHL, so I'm really hoping, because obviously we have talked about we're going to do a road trip one day of all the All 6 markets. I'm hoping that when we do the Charge, it's going to not be a Frost game, so that we don't have to then get into fights with the Charge fans. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's what I'm just hoping. That road trip's not gonna be for a while, by the way. It's something for the future. We only started thinking about it this season. It's something to maybe do in like maybe 2030, 2031, something like that. Yeah. You know, it's something for the future. We've got to get to Minnesota first. Yeah. We'll talk about that at the end of the stream. But yeah. Honestly, these playoffs have been so intense, and I felt it was more. I kind of felt, and this is no disrespect to Boston for me, but I kind of felt this year's World Cup finals was a lot more tougher this year than last year. Yeah. Knowing how tougher team Ottawa was going to be, knowing how we had struggled in Ottawa's barn, whereas in Boston's barn we didn't really struggle. Nah. So I think last season we did better in Song of than we did at XR against the Fleet. And then yeah. So yeah. But obviously this year with Ottawa we've not done well in TV place compared to XR. Well, we technically only got one win against in XL because the other home win was Raleigh. The Takeover Tour! Yeah, the Takeover Tour. Yeah. Oh, we got to say something about that plan, by the way. But because I couldn't get post-production before the World Cup first started, I had to wait till back by us. So I'm going to get that done and published. That'll be done coming up soon. We got some push for that. We got it recorded literally before the World Cup first started, but haven't had time to get it done post-production. That'll be coming up too as well. Yeah. But this was just so tough. Yeah, great. Honestly, can't believe it though. Second year in a row that the league champions picks their poison and gets bitten in the ass by it, and then no higher seed wins the playoff series. Yeah, you two are making points of that last night. Yeah, because this is obviously season 2 of the book, two playoff tournaments, and the higher seed has yet to win a series, whether that be in the semi-finals as either the league champions or the second seed, or in the finals. Because this is the second season in a row that the finals have been third seed be 4th seed, and the third seed doesn't find a way to do it, despite taking game 1. Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, this year's finals was just so heart attacking. I'm surprised I'm still breathing. Oh god, you last night, literally, me and Lady were on your chair celebrating. You literally were sprawled on the floor like this. Look, I'll do that. Yeah. But I'll go to the desk. God, this was George, literally not on after God was scored. You were like this. Well, can they see you? Have a check. I'll check as well. Hold on. Can they see you? Lady, can you just go look? Can they see him? Just about. You're fine, honey. Yeah. Okay. So this was George. Literally, not long after the championship goal was scored by Liz Shepard. This was George. And you're like, I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah, this file's nearly killed me. Just saying, these files nearly killed me. You couldn't cope in game 3. You were literally like bent over your chair. You're like, oh my, well, it was triple overtime. It was triple overtime. I've not had triple overtime games probably since 2016. Yeah. Wasn't that a quadruple overtime though? Or was it? No, I think it was a triple. It definitely went to 3. Might have gone to board. It was 9 years ago. But, do you want to come back up, lady? Yeah. Yeah. That was George. That was George when the goal was scored. We were still celebrating on his chair, but George was just sprawled on the floor like that. And she's like, I'm dead! And as soon as I got back up, that's when I had to get you to that's when I just went over to George and was like, yeah, literally trying to start my heart up again. I was like, oh my god! I was just like, would one of you come over? And then you went straight first. You were still like, ah! That's how much this league means to us when it feels like we're going to be nearly dying. That's how much this league means to us. But yeah, so we've done it again. We've done it again. We are the champions once again. How amazing it feels. Yeah. And can I just say one thing about the finals with the celebrations? Well done, Claire Phillips. Yes! Yes, because Lady Yoon pointed out, because obviously, with the playoff MVP, I'm not sure anyone knew who was going to get from Minnesota. And obviously, the broadcast team started talking about it, because obviously, you know, there was a chance that it might be the World Cup ordered. With Ottawa, it was obvious. You had to give it to Claire Phillips. Yes, Emily Clark was a big factor, and like had to be Andella, but you had to get to go first if it had been Ottawa who had hoisted that cup. Period. Yeah. Period. With us, it was tricky because we had a lot of depth this year in the playoffs. Yeah. So, I mean, who really could get to miss her? Declan? Yeah, probably. The turnover she had, even with those last 2 games of the regular season. Yep. So, they Declan properly? Yeah. But that was hard. So, when our class it was from Ottawa, I was like, oh! I was like, wait for this. And Lady, and of course, us three were like, yeah, well done. Well done. Yeah, we did clap and cheer. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we didn't do what a lot of AHL fans would do. We're just going, boo! Did not do that. Nope. I always hate it when the Stanley Cup gets won on the road. Because you just know the home fans are not going to be respectful. And they haven't over the years. They really haven't. And I should know, because obviously it happened to me in 2016. So I always hate it when the Stanley Cup finals gets awarded on the road. Because I just know the home fans are not going to be respectful. Yeah. That's why I think the Stanley Cup finals should happen in a neutral site venue. But that's not going to happen. It just costs too much. And people would be looking nice about it. Yeah, and also well done for the fans, but also going, yeah, let her have a moment. And Lady, you were like, yeah, because I honestly, I don't think I ever saw that coming, but it just goes to show that obviously this award can be awarded to something on the losing team. She actually went and accepted the trophy. And I was like, well done for her. And then I was like, are you having a pop at Corbett David? And what did you respond to that, Lady? Yeah. I was like, oh my god! Because obviously last year I wanted always to win the Stanley Cup. Are they still in it? Yes, they are. Game 4 is tonight. And they're up 2-1 in the series. They could have been 3-0 up if they had not blown game 1. That's the Eastern lot. Yeah, the Eastern lot of the pack have been saying us to win. Not you, because they know that you are boycotting. Well, don't attack the Professional Women's Hockey League, Gary Bettman. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. My plan for the Stanley Cup personally was to not watch it during the preliminaries, because obviously that was going to affect us with the water car. And I was going to come up for the finals. But after what you did, Gary Bettman, no, I'm boycotting. Plus, we've got expansion draft coming up, so you can't really have gone back to the Stanley Cup finals because obviously we've still got expansion to come. So So I've been boycotting this year's Stanley Cup playoffs, and I'm going to be experimenting in a teleport bid at some point during the summer. Probably one of my final teleport bids actually, because teleport as a whole is coming to a close. Because I've got a new show coming up next year, which I will tell all that later in the summer. But the Eastern members of our pack have been saying these two are what's been going on in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So the Edmonton's still in. Yeah. But last year, I wanted always win the Stanley Cup. It's been common in the draft deserve cups. I was not really happy that he didn't come out to accept the Conn Smythe trophy. You know, I understood it. I was not happy about that. So ladies, right, well, it's great fix. I should go, you know what? Okay, yes, I lost, but I'm still going to accept this award and show my appreciation and gratitude for the game. And then, well, I've got it, that's fine. Go to the locker room and then process it. And that's what you need to do. Yeah. And that just shows. I will do an episode on that, and you come on later and talk more about it in detail. But just do a quick. Yeah, I'll do a quick before we come on with it. But well done to her for going to accept that trophy by the fact that she had just lost the World Cup. So well done for her, and that's how you do it. That's how you do it. If you're perfect MVP, but you're on the losing team, go and accept the trophy, then come away with it, and then go back to the locker room, and then it's done. Plus, she is up for 2 awards. Yeah, Rookie of the Year and Goaltender of the Year. Now, I'm not sure she's going to get Goaltender of the Year because she's in the same category as Amelie Desbiens. But I think Rookie of the Year might now not be certain. Because I mean, we were saying before the nominees came out, we were saying that's probably what's going to be Sarah Ferrier's award. Might not be now. Might not be now. She might pull it off. I know obviously the awards don't take part into account, but she actually was a big factor during the regular season as well. Because she had to come in during March, and take over as matchmaker. I still don't mind that. And the irony is that happened in a game against us. Yep. Yeah, so, but she's been brilliant with hers, and I think, oh, well, you're going to be stupid if you don't protect her. Is she borrowable? She is borrowable. She is borrowable. So Ottawa will be stupid if they don't protect her. They will. Just saying it now. So you've got to protect her. You've got to have as well, you're free. Can't believe we can't protect 3 people. What are we going to do? Because they're not having Kendra and they're not having Tara Heisey, so that's 2 locked up. What do we then do? Well, we can talk about that another time. Yeah. So, we are coming up to that hour mark. I will finish off with Fire Thoughts as a whole. But not just the championship this season as a whole. What's it been like? Just incredible. And it's just growing more. Yeah. This growth it's gonna, before we know it, we're gonna be grown ups. Because this league card still feels like a baby. But actually it's growing more quickly than we thought it was gonna do. Yeah. This has been incredible to watch again, as always. And I feel like us 3 have got more and more emotional this year. Yeah, that's fair. Well, for me, obviously, I know that. But obviously, because going to last year, before last year, I got to see this once every 4 years at the Olympics. Yeah. So, I had a lot to process from once every 4 years to now being what I get with Sharky and Frenzy, which is week in, week out. Yeah. So, that was, yeah. So, I've definitely noticed it. I've been more emotional watching it this year than last year. But you can also argue that's also because we've now got Nathan Brands. So, just saying, yeah. But obviously, it's been incredible. Just, yeah, I think the fact we got to win it on home last year just made it so much special, because obviously the Demons were there from last year for Game 4, and the broadcaster kept referring to it. I was like, come on, that's been a year now, move on, we've accepted it, we actually now talk fondly about it now, which is not what we did last year, but now we talk fondly about it. Yeah, so, that was great. Obviously, for me, it's just been great, and yeah. Can we now just burn me to committed now? Yes, we can. We can now, yeah. Yeah, going forward, we will no longer refer to you as a road dig. You are definitely with the committed. You're definitely committed now, so yeah. You just need that time. Yeah. Me and Lady were committed, were up for it from the get-go. You obviously had those first year jitters. Understandable. Yeah, understandable. And I think a lot of people have felt like you last year. But obviously, yeah. Now we've had 2 years under our belts. You've got it. You're up for it, and you are definitely now committed, and we will not refer you as a road ever again. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, because I think you're now getting bored of that as well. So yeah, that joke has now worn thin. So, and I think last night you definitely basically put me Lady in our places and shut us down on that. Yeah. But I just say, I was thoroughly with this has got that goal because I. You didn't tell us you had flashbacks from last year. Because they're being shown on the bloody broadcast. Well, that's bad. But I was like, when it got to us, I was like, oh no. Because what if it happens again? What if it happens again? And the way Oscar got that time goal was so bizarre because Emily Clark got injured. The camera was focused on her. We were focused on her. And the next minute, it's like, what? Oscar tied it! Oh no. Yeah. Not again. Not again. Yeah. Obviously, though, for me, it has just been brilliant as always, and just. I'm gonna get emotional. Oh my god. I have definitely noticed I'm talking about it more this year, I'm promoting it more this year. I have got more emotional. I'm going to get even more emotional next year. The fact we're going to have new teams in. How is it we're now in year 3? We've got 2 new teams coming in. It just still feels like yesterday we had the inaugural 6 with no names or brands. Remember those days? Yeah. Oh, certainly. No names. Just only colour schemes. It just feels crazy. It just feels so crazy now. We are now in year 3. Got 2 new teams coming. And it doesn't look like we're going to stop there. It doesn't look like there's top there. I don't think we're going to be an 8-team league for very long. I mean, we're only in a 6-team league for 2 seasons, so I don't think we're going to be an 8-team league for very, very long. More teams are going to join the party and join the family. I'll be looking forward to looking at those when that time comes. Can I also say, sponsoring on behalf of 3 of us, how pleased we are to see that your enthusiasm has only got stronger. It's not waned. You're gonna set him off! Well, I could obviously, like me, you were committed from the beginning. I thought we moved on to that chat. No! One more moment! She needs to say to get the point up, sort of. Me and you will commit from the get-go, and your passion at the start of last season was brilliant to see. It was kind of, in the early phases you were developing it. Well, like I said, had to go from once every 4 years to now 99 out. Yeah. And then this year it's gone even bigger. The fact that you've now used your Instagram to promote this. Well, yeah. Well, the Instagram is what I wanted to do last year, but last year we didn't even have temporary brands like Utah had this year in the AHL. All we had last year for branding was the league logo and our name underneath it. So for us it would be Minnesota. And I just looked at those and thought, those are too big, too bulky. I can't work with those. So I thought I'll wait to the Instagram stuff until we get names and brands. And I had to get something done very, very quick. Because obviously we got names brand in September. The season's going to start in November. I had 2 months to get that started. It was like a quick little thing. But like that, so for every single Frost game, both regular season and playoffs, I have been doing like a post-game recap on Instagram. They're all there. And also with the Takeover Tour, every Takeover Tour game, I've been obviously promoting that on Instagram and also my YouTube post. Also did some YouTube shorts with the mascot of the team that we were going to be visiting. So that was Bernie for Colorado, Stormy for Carolina, and Al for Detroit. We did a little group photo with them. Yeah. So also come out as well. I do want to go further with that. I want to maybe come with some like short form content. I'm not good at doing 2-3 minute videos. I'm more long form. When it comes to DJ styles, I'm more long form content. I've not been good at doing like shorts, but I want to get better at doing that because I just feel like we can go further. Yeah, go like one bit further. I want to come with some great content that we could do together to help grow this league. Because my intention when this league was announced back in 2023, it wasn't just to be a support of a team, it was also to try to help grow this league, because it's not easy to watch from women's sports. It's not easily accessible. So, but the fact that the PWHL has made this league so accessible, it's just been incredible. And yeah, I speak with all 3 of us when I say how proud we are to be a part from day one, and we just keep. I've never really been enthusiastic about sports, and I've never really been enthusiastic about sports leagues. I'm not trying to help them grow, but this is a sports league that I want to help grow and promote. And if that means I use my socials to do it, so be it. Yeah, so I'm looking to year 3 how we can maybe grow that, because I'm hoping Etsy and Red Bull are going to give me some much needed merch. Because unfortunately, once again, this is still the problem we had last year. The PWHL still does not allow international shipping, so guess who's going to be over the summer raiding Etsy and Red Bull for some merch? Yeah. And it's going to have to be until we go to Minnesota, I get that jersey, won't it? Probably. Alright. Unless you can buy a shop that does it international shipping. Probably. Well, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, by the way, honestly, I think on behalf of us both, we're just so proud about how you are just so passionate about this, and you just want to help make it grow, and how you will defend the hills. Yeah. Just, because you are because obviously, Dr. Gerald, they were kind of said, when they said did their sign off last night, it was like thanking all the fans, players, and the influencers, and I thought, that's you. Am I? Well, am I? Because an influencer promotes things. An influencer promotes things for money. And I make it very clear, I do not do what I do for the money. Okay? None of my podcasts have sponsors. This channel does not get monetized, and I would never want it to get monetized, because I feel like if this channel gets monetized, it would restrict me in what I can and cannot do. So I don't do this for a single penny. I don't do it for a single dollar. Okay? So that's why I never look myself as an influencer. But really? Well, influencers do promote things, and you have literally spent this season promoting it. May the Frost, or take it all. So, okay, if you want to call me a PWHL influencer, that's fine. I will happily wear that crown. Because, yeah, influencers does promote things, but they normally do it for money. I don't. I don't do any of this for money. I do it for the love of performing. But if you want to call me an influencer with regards to PWHL, that's fine. I will happily take that. Obviously, I do go further in how we can promote this league and grow this league awareness, especially as how we've got Olympic year on the horizon. Watch out, BBC! Watch out, BBC! Watch out, JJ Chalmers! And Claire Balding! Watch out, you two! Yeah, because if George does not like how you're covering the women's hockey, he's going to come for your throats! I am. I actually am. Yeah, I actually am. But yeah, honestly. Oh god, you set me off there, guys. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting players there. Yeah, honestly, this is the sports league that I am literally trying to spend all my time and energy again, turn on Albert in the show, time and energy to promote, because I saw the potential of this league from day one, and I just want to keep finding ways to unlock it. And if you haven't got on board yet, then year 3 is the perfect time to jump on board, because we've got 2 brand new teams joining the inaugural 6 in Vancouver and Seattle. We also have got the Milan Cortina Olympics in February. I need to check what the dates are. I'm going to put in my diary. You do. I need to get them put in my diary. You do. We've got the Olympics coming up. And the PWHL is hoping to use Milan Cortina as a way to try and grow our reach in Europe. Because they keep teasing us with those European games. They keep teasing us with it again. And I'm like, just commit to it, because if the PWHL does want to play exhibition games in Europe, us 3 are going to go. Even if you don't, I mean, obviously we would love it if you're the Frost involved, but even if it's not the Frost, we're going to go. Yeah, because we love this league. Let's keep saying we found a sport and I want to travel. Yeah. And we can maybe blog about it. Yeah, we could do some great stuff while we're there to promote the PWHL. Yeah, so, well, maybe that'll be for year 4. It might be not too late to go sort of year 3. Maybe year 4. Yeah, oh, so like say, year 3, Olympics, test it out. And then maybe the 4 2026? Yeah. So before year 4? Yeah, cause yeah, that might good. Yeah, that might good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, if you have not got aboard the PWHL yet, particularly with the Minnesota Frost, then next season's the year to do it. Because we've got 2 new teams joining. And we're going to be growing our reach in Europe through the Milan Cortina Olympics. So, it's very exciting. We do think the PWHL is going to let the players go, because Hilary Knight has indicated this is her last game. She's indicated that this is her last game. So that's got us 3 thinking, okay, if she's saying that, then clearly the league is not going to just pause for the Olympics. It's also going to let the players go to the Olympics. Yeah. That's what I do. So, but obviously, it's been another incredible season with the Minnesota Frost. Can't believe it's over. We're going to finish off. We've got about 5 minutes left before we start packing away. I'm going to finish off by telling you something very special. Okay. This Thursday, May 29, is the 1-year anniversary of Game 5 of the PWHL World Cup Finals 2024. Which calls for what was then back PWHL Minnesota make history by claiming the inaugural World Cup. Now, back in February, us 3 decided we want to do something to celebrate that. And so, we decided to create a mini-series to reflect on that inaugural season. It's called Dreamland 1 Year On. Although 1 year on is technically now going to be the tagline for that season because we're going to be doing a season 2 next year. Yeah, you said, should we do a season 2? We were kind of like, I think we've got to. Yeah, so there will be a season 2, which will probably maybe record, no, not during the Paralympics. Not during the Olympics, but during the Paralympics. That's where we'll get to record it. Yeah. We'll go about celebrations first, then we'll do them one more season 4, we'll start going to it. Yeah. So obviously I've got to write the script first. So, yeah. Yeah. So it's called Dreamland 1 year on. And it's basically us three come together and we look back on the entire inaugural season that led to that inaugural championship back in May 2024. It's 5 episodes. All 5 are going to drop on Thursday on my official Georgetown YouTube channel and on the PWHL podcast. So you've got 2 ways to listen to this always with the burst episodes. Yeah. So it's 5 episodes. It's us 3. We talk about the inaugural season as a whole. Look back on some wonderful memories. Because we wanted to find a way to commemorate that inaugural World Cup Championship. That is how we're going to do it. So it's just that's what we're good. Yeah. So it's amazing. We've been keeping this a secret. Because obviously we wanted to do something special, and we will keep it. We did little hints towards it, but now we're gonna reveal it. Yeah. So on Thursday, on the PWHL podcast, wherever you get a podcast, and also on my official Georgetown YouTube channel, all 5 episodes of Dreamland, the first season of Dreamland is gonna drop, and we are gonna do a season 2 for this year's championship. We're gonna record that during the Paralympics. I'll get the scripts done over the summer. We'll call that during the Paralympics and get it published for what would be May 26, 2026. Yeah. So you could just yes. Yeah, that's a bit exciting. One more exciting thing to tell is we are starting to plan our first ever trip to Minnesota. Yeah. We are itching to go. Don't get me wrong, we are so thankful the PWHL makes it accessible for us to watch in the UK, but we are just itching to get out there. We are. And I had a really crappy time in Philly. It ended so bad. I've not done the travel diary. I was going to do a travel diary, but I thought I'm not doing it because it was just too much. My mental welfare got compromised, and I really am upset I let that happen. Was that why you had a breakdown on the plane back? Yeah. Because I let you watch Sing, and I remember doing that. I was having a breakdown. I just thought, it's because I was beating myself up that I let my mental health get compromised. Yeah, but you didn't know it was gonna happen. I know. It was a lot. I thought Citizens Vampire would be like the London series, and it was not. And I dragged these 2 in it. You didn't. Well, because the World Cup plans were going on, we had to come up with plans on how to cope with that. So it meant that you 2 had to come to all the games. You had to come to all the games. So, since we got back from Philly, which was last Monday, and me and Peter went straight to Kylie. I know, it's crazy how, literally, on last night, it was a week ago that we got back from Philly. You and me were taking Stutty to Kylie. We got the deal about expansion draft details, and now we are, 1 week later, we're celebrating another World Cup. I know. Quick, crazy, does it? Time flies. It's crazy. I'm slow. Yeah. But because the Philly trip went so bad, we've just gone, right, Minnesota is priority number 1. Priority number 1 is Minnesota. So, we're planning it. We are hopefully, if all goes well, we are hoping to be there during year 3. We're good. Lady has said that we should try and see what the biggest homestand is for next season and go then. Yeah. But that is the plan. That is the plan. So we're going to start looking into it. Yeah. We're going to start looking into it. We are going to be, hopefully, next season, be out there for Minnesota. It does mean I'm going to put Sarah on the back foot again, but I don't mind that. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, we probably could buy the 2, but maybe not for when we've not been to Minnesota yet. for our first trip out, just stay Mirza. And after that, we can work out how we could buy my Sharky and Frenzy. But yeah, so that's how I said. We've been hinting it during the season. We've been hinting the earliest we can maybe do is probably might be 2026 during next season. But obviously, we are committed to making that happen next year. So, wish us luck. In fact, if it does happen, we'll be back here. We'll do a live stream and we'll tell you all about it. Yeah. But yeah. So that's some of the things we've got coming up over the next couple to look forward. And of course, like I said, there's going to be plenty of Purple Rain content to still come. The summer on G8 South is going to be dominated with Purple Rain and my Eurovision show, Euro Dribble, because I've still got a lot of thoughts about this year's contest despite not being here for it. Yeah. So those two should basically take up my time during this massive off season. But there's still going to be lots of Purple Rain content coming for you during the off season. We're going to start it hopefully this Friday, but if not, it'll be next week. So make sure you subscribe to both the podcast and my YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out, because the first episodes come on YouTube as well as the podcast feed. Yeah, but I think let's now finish off with this. Is there still some drink left in my cup? Oh, there is! I'm going to do a little toast. There is a little bit. There's a little bit left. A little bit left. So we also to say is to raise a glass to the back-to-back inaugural World Cup champions, our Mirza for us.